Next, Chad, I want to know, have you seen this? Type of 1 if you've already seen this video. I did a new 1 minute podcast and it was uploaded to YouTube on a plug channel. It got 500,000 views and then YouTube took it down. So now it's up on my Rumble. And I want to know if you guys have watched it because I want to react to it here and break it down. Type 1 if you've already seen this. This is called, Is Kanye West, Is Ye Crazy? But I put Kanye in the title because it's more searchable. The 1 minute podcast, if you guys don't know, on my main channel, Sneako, before I was banned, these are the videos that I was mostly doing for the past 2-3 years. Do white lives matter?
White lives? It's a bit of a tricky question.
No, not in the slightest.
Yes, they're trying to censor the truth.
No.
Why not?
Black lives matter.
I really don't give a fuck about white lives.
We're gonna get really political. I don't want to go there.
All lives matter. It's just no.
All lives matter for y'all. I'm glad that brother put that out there because he started a whole bunch of conversation.
Man, you're hard to talk to.
Really, why?
Because you're making me think that all my answers are wrong.
There's no right or wrong answer, it's just your opinion.
Is the minute almost up?
Chat, can everyone in the chat just say all lives matter? Because apparently that's a controversial statement. Isn't that insane that we've gotten to a level of brainwashing where saying all lives matter is a political statement that people, oh my God, or asking, do white lives matter? People are like, that's tricky. A white woman thinks it's tricky to answer whether or not her life matters. They got us. Where we're here debating these simple ass subjects. Of course all lives matter. Why does anyone even have to consider thinking about that? Shout out to Ye for making the White Lives Matter shirt. I saw on Twitter today that these fucking clout chasers copyrighted the term White Lives Matter so he can't sell that t-shirt, thinking that they did some great thing. But all he was doing was just exposing the fact that people can't say a simple ass statement. Ye's pointing out the brainwashing where it's controversial to say that white lives matter. Even though it's publicly known that Black Lives Matter is a scam, all that money went nowhere. Those protests and the looting did absolutely nothing but cause more division and distract us in a time when we were all being kept inside. They took our jobs, the inflation went through the roof, kids went to Zoom class and their mental health went to shit, and everybody was smashing in Gucci stores in the name of George Floyd. So putting a White Lives Matter shirt out there and putting that statement out there was meant to show people how programmed they are. And instead of supporting it, they're like, yeah, black, take a knee, you fucking dummies. Shout out to Ye, shout out to Kyrie Irving, and shout out to Candace Owens. You should watch that documentary too that Candace Owens did about Black Lives Matter. That was really eye-opening. And no, I don't think that George Floyd died from a fentanyl overdose on its own. I do think the knee on his head played a role in it, but the autopsy showed that he did have a lethal amount of fentanyl and meth in his system. So the guy was clearly unstable. He had just committed a crime, and everybody thought that he's this innocent guy. They treat him like this religious figure. He was worshipped around. There's murals of him everywhere. When the guy was a guy he broke into houses. He was in and out of jail all the time. He was addicted to fentanyl. He wasn't an upstanding citizen, but they paint his face everywhere and they treat him like he's this fucking angel when he's not. He was a regular criminal. He had broken into homes. I think he had an assault charge. Let me not just put that out there if that's not true. Not a great person, but we treat him as such because he died. Even in Union Square in New York City, they put up a giant gold statue of him as if he did something. They put a statue like he's Ronaldo. What? The most notable thing he did was die. That's gonna trigger somebody, but that's true. White lives matter. Why'd you go, oh my God, when he said all lives matter?
Because, like, before you explained it, it was, like, kind of Republican.
Isn't it crazy? This bot mentality. She thinks that saying all lives matter is kind of Republican, and she also thinks that Republican is a bad thing. You see how she said that? Oh, that was kind of Republican. You see how Republican has the same connotation as Nazi to these people? Why'd you go, oh my God, when he said all lives matter?
Because, like, before you explained it, it was, like, kind of Republican.
Isn't it crazy that that's a political statement?
I mean, I guess. It's like if I say, like, no, as a white girl, it's like, do I? Yeah. But, like.
See how nervous she's getting to say that her life matters?
Then, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
canceling is also like a form of hate speech. I mean, you're kind of like forcing someone to be silent because they disagree with your viewpoints. Even if their viewpoints are wrong, I think people are still entitled to them. They should be able to have like discussion without like being scared of getting canceled.
Because they're white.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I don't like white people.
Proudly saying that. So the woke left thinks that they're countering racism with racism. They're so tolerant that they think racism towards white people is inclusive. It's so backwards, bro. Why not?
I just don't.
For no reason?
Yeah, for no reason.
Bit of a tricky question, to be honest, because I saw the fuss around Kanye West's White Lives Matter, and I absolutely didn't agree with the way he was provoking. So I would say Black Lives Matter.
How do you think he was provoking?
Because as a black man, it was a bit odd. It was weird to...
It's weird. It's odd. It's confusing. She's malfunctioning. A white lady is so anti-racist that she's telling a black guy what he can and can't say about her life. It's got so far left that it's flipped.
To do that.
Why is it odd?
Because it was not what you would expect. It was not really political correct.
I like what Kanye West's dad said. He said it was really funny because it was a black man stating the obvious. White lives matter. There's no reason to get upset about it. It's funny that it's politically incorrect to say that your life matters.
W mansplaining.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Do you think he's crazy?
I think he's quite crazy, yeah.
Is Ye crazy?
Who?
Kanye.
I love Kanye.
He sold a shirt that said White Lives Matter.
Oh, fuck Kanye.
But! Just like that. Is he crazy?
He's crazy.
Why you say that?
Because he's crazy.
She went from I love Kanye to I hate Kanye from one statement. Does that not point out the programming? What has he done that makes you think that he's crazy?
He's just crazy.
For no reason?
Yeah, for no reason.
Can you define what crazy is?
Kanye.
He's the definition of crazy?
Yep.
Do you think that Kanye West is crazy?
I think he's a very unstable man.
Yeah.
I think he should
I
get
think
some
he's
good
more of
therapy.
an asshole than
Yeah.
crazy, to be honest.
Do you think that Kanye West is crazy?
Absolutely.
Why?
Have you seen the news recently?
Yeah.
He's absolutely crazy. No one should be saying that kind of stuff.
What did he say?
All of the anti-Semitic. Yeah, that's enough. No one should be saying that, and I absolutely do not support him. If you support him and have downloaded any of his albums recently, not a friend anymore.
What's one thing you would say to Ye right now if he was watching? What's one thing you would say to Ye if he was watching this?
Like, I don't know. Fuck you. That anti-Semitism is not cool.
Mazel tov, Kanye. I'm fucking up all your best deals.
You see everybody that hates Ye has dyed hair?
Calm down. Like, drink some tea.
And get back on your fucking medication, kid.
Meditate.
I love you. I appreciate you. And I wish you well, bro.
I like your songs, not you.
Thank you, Wilda. It said, it's funny how people think racist white men control everything, but we also live in a society where it's practically open season on white people, lol. W. Siegel, W.A., W. Nick, W. Andrew. And he said, Nets suspend Kyrie 5 games after he doesn't apologize for posting anti-Semitic video. Ye tweeting all about it. Exactly. Kyrie Irving has really stuck to his beliefs with the vax and now with the truth about who controls everything.
Try to use your platform to...
And your dono, you said that it's funny that people think white people control everything. They use this, they weaponize racism to keep us all arguing about nonsense at the bottom. At the end of the day, white people could have most of the money, but in the West, but yeah, there's a lot of the oil money, the Chinese money. I see the point you're making, actually.
bring people together instead of driving them apart.
You're so widely respected for your art. Trashing that is just really disappointing, I think.
You saw what?
I watch you every day.
Sneako, right?
Who?
Sneako or something.
Nah, I don't know that guy.
Yeah, it has to be him.
That guy's an asshole. He deserved to get banned.
He did get banned. He did get banned.
He's a dickhead. He'd be talking out his ass.
So what do you stream now, or like what platform do you use?
NYPD got a website
He said Rumble?
He use?
You tell me.
Do y'all think Kanye West is crazy?
Can we even answer that?
Yo, can I get a W in the chat for the fact that 2 police officers watch my videos?
Who?
You think Kanye West is crazy?
Like, I think he goes by Yee now, right?
Yay.
I think he's getting to help his knees right now, right?
This dude say Yee.
He's on some meds. Get it together, man. Come on, what's going on?
Did you vote for him?
I don't know.
That's political. We can't answer political
stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, officers. Do you think that he's crazy?
A little bit, maybe. I'm not familiar with him, so.
Ready? This is bot mentality. And I think they're Chinese, which is the country that has the most amount of control on their people. And even though they're some of the highest IQ, they are so easily manipulated by what the government and what the media wants them to think. Ready?
It's just something comes to the news and I saw it and it's a little bit crazy, yeah.
If you're not that familiar, why do you think he's crazy?
Because sometimes I will look at the news and just get information from the news.
Should we believe everything we see in the news?
Yeah.
See, she didn't even know what to think. They looked at each other for reassurance.
I think the only thing I can do is trust news because I have no other information comes from other.
The only thing I can trust is the news.
Anywhere else. So the only thing I can do is just trust.
Good question. Because he's my friend. And I don't know, he's going a little bit crazy on his words lately.
He's your friend?
Yes.
How do you know him?
For 3 days, constantly 3 days, anywhere in Massachusetts.
Was he a nice guy?
Yes, he is.
Was he crazy?
No. Actually, he talked about good things at the time, but I don't know what's happened to him now. Why he changed?
What's one thing that you could tell him if Ye was listening?
If he's listening to me right now, he knows, he told me he wants to build America like Israel. One for all for one.
That doesn't sound anti-Semitic to me. Sounds like he admires Israel. Sounds like he admires Jewish power and wants to emulate that. All for one and one for all. That doesn't sound anti-Semitic at all. Wow, I want to make America like Israel.
Like kibbutz. If you remember that, remember it. I'm Toby. He knows who I am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, everybody got a little crazy on them. You know what I mean? So crazy is really everything because you do crazy stuff every day without realizing it. You know what I mean?
This answer coming up is one of my favorite interviews of all time.
So, who say what crazy is?
Are you crazy?
Yes, I am crazy.
What makes you crazy?
Well, it made me crazy that I work a lot of hours and things like that. You know what I mean? From 9 in the morning to 12 at night, 6 days. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Because I don't have too much time for myself.
Is that your train?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Have a nice day. He said if you're running.
You see that? We're trained to think that crazy is anybody who doesn't operate in the norm. And crazy has this negative connotation. Why is it not crazy that we give up all of our time to people who are using us for our resources? These companies and people who control us use our time. They take our life away. Your time is your life. This guy's going to work 6 days a week, getting on the train right now to a job he doesn't want to go to, spending his life away working for a little bit of money while this 1% of people hoards all the wealth and we scrap around looking for pennies. Why is that not crazy? Why is a billionaire, Ye, called crazy, but us every single day getting on and off the train 6 days a week to a job we don't want to go to? That's normal. That's crazy to me.
Running alongside a highway in short shorts against traffic, you're crazy. If you do it with 100 people, it's a marathon.
That's a good quote.
You think Kanye West is crazy?
Of course not. He's very woke. Yeah, I need to tune in.
He's never said anything that made you upset?
No.
What about when he said slavery is a choice?
That's his opinion. I can't be affected by someone else's choice of what they want to say.
You don't get affected by what other people say?
Nope, that's not my business.
Why do you think other people online get so mad about what other people say?
Because they're easily influenced by other people's, and their emotions are controlled by what they gotta say.
Do you think we prioritize feelings over facts online?
Of course, because it just stimulates your serotonin and all that dopamine anyway just by being on social media. So it does that.
How do we fix that?
Stay off of social media, read some books.
She's saying what I said. Get off of TikTok, get off of Instagram, get off of these apps and feeding your brain bullshit, programming it with all this nonsense. Make money on it. Find a way to utilize it for your advantage. But if you are just there consuming, you are actively making yourself sadder, dumber, and more programmed to the bullshit.
Would you wear an All Lives Matter shirt or a White Lives Matter shirt?
Nah, fuck all that. I'm not into all that. I'm not gonna say that, what I was about to say. But
oh, say it. Come on, be honest. I'm canceled, bro. I want to hear some honesty.
You want to hear some honesty? I honestly didn't support Black Lives Matter because the money put into that program was usurped and put into other people's pockets. It didn't benefit black people. We all know that.
Was anything accomplished for Black Lives Matter?
Hell no. Just more separation, divide.
You think it was one big scam?
Yes.
BLM was a whole scam, chat. And you're called racist if you say that.
You think Kanye West is crazy? Is Ye crazy?
Hell no, I support Ye. I love Kanye West. Yo, Kanye West, I love you. I love Kanye West. I support Kanye West.
We're going to look at Ye in the future and we're going to applaud. Can we get a shout out to Ye in the chat for being a visionary, for trying to bring people together and risking his whole reputation, risking his career, risking all his money to tell the truth. I really appreciate people like that. Ye, you should come to Rumble.
I always have all my life.
Why do you think people are calling him crazy?
I think people say he's crazy because they don't want them to hear what he's really saying, which might be influential.
Who do you think created cancel culture?
Big media.
Who owns big media?
Jews.
You can't say that. Don't say that. Don't do that.
Well, yeah. Jews and gays.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Huh?
Are you laughing because you know you said something offensive, or you said something that's so truthful that it could get this video deleted?
I laugh because it's the truth. I believe it to be the truth. I know it to be the truth. I know.
By the way, chat, we got Nick Fuentes at 11:30 tonight.
I know it to be the truth.
What is considered hate speech to you?
Nerd. Nah.
Did you know who they are?
Sorry about you guys. You're being recorded, by the way. Do you guys have a permit?
We don't need a permit to film like this. It must be on a tripod.
Well, this is in you have a table set up inside of Transit, which is private property.
We've been filming. I do this for like 2 years now.
Yeah, no, they just came upstairs. The Transit came upstairs. They asked us to move you guys.
Okay. Do Blue Lives Matter?
Blue Lives?
I'm not going
Blue
to
Lives?
lie.
Listen, I fucks with. Yes, I do.
Do you think that Trump deserves to be banned off of social media?
I got kicked out so many times. I've been doing this for years, and the cops kicked me out of the boat stations that I went to. I don't know what's changed, but it's like I'm canceled in the train station now off of YouTube. I can't even talk to people on the train. Bro, I'm not in the way of anybody. There's no law I was breaking. They just showed up with their body cameras and made up some lie. Oh, my lieutenant told me to. Shut the fuck up, bro. Your lieutenant didn't tell you shit. They would get out of the train car, see us there, be bored, and kick us out. Oh, my lieutenant gave me a call. Shut the fuck up. Shout out to those cops in the park, though.
I think Trump deserves life in prison for treason or worse.
Well, I think Trump deserves life in prison for treason.
He doesn't deserve anything. No rights at all.
Trump doesn't deserve any rights at all?
No more than that. I think he should be a convicted felon and have those.
This dude just said Trump doesn't deserve any rights at all.
You know, everything else stripped of him. You don't see convicted felons sitting in giving you an interview.
Kanye West is a very vocal supporter of Trump. Do you think that he's crazy?
I think that Kanye West should be embarrassed for himself. His anti-Semitism is disgusting, and he's a disgusting individual. Should he be banned from social media? If I ran the social media company, he would be banned.
What's one thing you would say to Ye if he was watching this?
I wouldn't talk to the man. he's a disgusting human being. There was an incident in Los Angeles today attributed to him where
This is the same shit. If you guys were in the stream yesterday, this guy sounds just like Casey Neistat. He made this video and said, I can't believe that they did this thing. Bro, they made it look so bad. You should not be held responsible for those types of people. He was talking about Jewish power, and then these people do Heil Hitler, they fucked up, and now Kanye is responsible for it. This is what they will use this one extreme example to overwrite the whole message.
where people were showing banners over the freeway that said Kanye is right and the Jews need to die.
Is that really his fault?
Also, it doesn't say Jews need to die here, but. And chat, don't say anything anti-Semitic. I'm not anti-Jew at all, and you shouldn't be either. We're just calling out the Jewish power, and it's almost it's really hypocritical how if you even talk about the powers that be, who runs the bank, media, Hollywood, sports, entertainment, anything, who really takes 10% of people, like if it takes 10% of all the money behind the scenes in an agency with the last name of Rosenberg, Rosenbluth, Goldman Sachs, whatever. If you talk about Jewish power and how they have a lock on money, you're called anti-Semitic. But I'm not anti-Semitic at all, and you really shouldn't be either. It's just the fact, mentioning who controls the media and the banks, they call you anti-Semitic. No. What we're trying to say is that the power should be delegated more evenly, and you just talk about how they have a fucking chokehold on information and money. Something anti-Semitic, but that's their trick. As soon as you talk about it, you're labeled as an anti-Semite.
Absolutely, it's his fault. He's
take responsibility for other people misinterpreting his message?
not misinterpreting. They're repeating his message. Very different than misinterpreting. Misinterpretations can be corrected. But repeating his message is very clear. The message, he said that he was going to go DEFCON 3 on Jews. And as a matter of fact, his followers are, making anti-Semitic statements and the Jews should die kind of statement.
He's crazy because he's crazy enough to challenge himself and also crazy enough to challenge every spectrum in this world. I'm from the south side of Chicago. He's from Chicago. And when he first came out, he challenged everyone's perspective to think differently. And right now, I just feel like, yeah, he's crazy. He's crazy intelligent. He's crazy beautiful. He's crazy problematic. He's crazy in so many different ways that we can't even comprehend because we haven't got there in our psyche yet to understand what the hell is going on with him.
So is he crazy or is he a visionary? Is he just 10 years ahead of everybody else?
Both. He's both. He's everything because you're everything because I'm everything. He's just now is challenging everything and everyone's perspective, just like White Lives Matters and Black Lives Matter. We're challenging where our mind is at, where words have power, and if we're going to give it power. And we gave Black Lives Matter power because it matters. And there's a huge demographic of this world for so many years that have been programmed that white lives are more important, their money is important, their value is important, their perspective on all our ecosystems is powerful. And I'm tired of that. I want to talk about you. I want to talk about me. I want to talk about people that look like us, that think like us, because for so many years, us mattering has not been appreciated, has of no value, and we have literally been raped, and we have been taking all our
WRL on this tape. I can't decide if I agree with her or not.
resources, and it's been spread around the world that we can't even figure out who we are.
What's one thing you would say to Ye if he was watching this?
If I was to say yay, I was like, yo.
Also, does she look like me if I took estrogen?
Put it in the music. Put it in the music, speak it in the music. We're gonna buy it, we're gonna feed into it because your power is in music. Just like power was in Mozart, power was in Beethoven, power was in, in Beyonce. You need to put it in the music and just leave it there. You don't need social media, you're an artist. Let your art form seek into every person's soul like it does and keep it there. If it's good, if it's bad, if it's politics, if it's relationship, if it's love, just put it in your music because that's how you started and that's how you're gonna end. It's because of your music.
Who created cancel culture?
Everybody created, social media created cancel culture because everybody that logged.
Who created social media?
A white man, a white man's idea. But I'm not.
Chat, who created cancel culture?
I don't know the exact. I know who created it, but At the end, but who made it take it to the next level? You know what I mean? That's really the question. Who is taking it there? You know what I mean? The algorithms that are being shut down, that people are not allowing to be seen, that's who created it. That's what people are afraid of.
Is freedom of speech dead?
No, because there's platforms like this that make it alive.
What if I told you I'm banned on every single social media platform?
I would say you're doing your job. You're doing what you came to do. You came to challenge spaces, and those spaces are afraid of this type of conversation.
Love speech, chat.
Conversations, and that's what we need more of.
It's not even controversy about conversation. And I think what we need to do is start to think about humanity as a whole, about whether or not we all matter. Because the way things are going right now, it seems like nobody's life matters, man. Look at the homeless population, look at the jail population, mental health. We have a mental health crisis, food crisis, unemployment crisis. The world is in crisis. So the way I look at it, we need to ask, does anybody life matter?
Do you think Kanye West is crazy?
I think the brother, as a clinical social worker, the brother needs to definitely be on medication. I think.
L. Chat, WL on medication, on mental health medication. Obviously, there's some people who need it. I think maybe schizophrenic people or people who have epilepsy. I think ADHD is all a myth. That's all bullshit. And depression and bipolar is definitely overdiagnosed. And from what I could tell, from people in my family who have mental health problems, the meds don't help at all.
I think he definitely is exhibiting symptoms of bipolar disorder, and he needs to be on medication.
What's one thing you could tell?
Those medications turn you into a bot.
Yeah, right now, if he was watching this.
Which can stabilize you, which is good. Someone might clip that up and make me look bad. But those medications make you robotic. They make you more compliant, more dull. They stabilize your personality more even, so you don't really wild out and you don't say anything that could disrupt her. Your emotions are just more even. You become more robotic.
Brother man, get your mental health in order and then come back and say all the stuff you've been saying.
I wouldn't consider him crazy. I'll just say he's on another level.
What type of level?
Universal level.
Can you explain that a little more?
I mean, it's kind of, it might make me seem crazy, but he's just universally in tune. He knows things that we don't know. He knows things that are beyond the eyes. You know what I'm saying? You know, what you can see is what you think is what it is, but that ain't what it is. You know?
I think this interview was way more honest because he had his whole face covered.
So that's the best way I could put it.
Why do you think they're trying to ban him off everything?
Because he's exposing everything. He's exposing the everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's exposing everything. You just got to pay attention to what he's saying. That's it.
What's one thing you would say to Ye right now if he was watching this?
Keep exposing them, homie. Don't stop. You heard? You rich. You heard? You're a rich black man. Keep it going.
Do you think we still have freedom of speech?
Conceptually we do. Is that it's something that happens in practice? I don't know. You know, I think from what I see on the media, a lot of folks are talking about they're being censored, and if they call out certain things, they live to regret it later on. And so, you know, our freedoms are being challenged today, and the concept of freedom of speech is really being challenged, especially in this age of digital, the rapid fire of how much information is spread around, and the way people have the opportunity, have the ability to edit what they want to edit, like this. This could be whatever.
I can make you look racist if I wanted to.
Ooh, you sure can. You sure can. You sure can. So
anything can be clipped up out of context. It happened to me a lot of times. I think that was part of the reason why I got canceled, was when you clip things out of context and when you edit things in a certain way, you can create a narrative. And we see it all the time. We're going to watch another one of the fucking documentaries. They made another one about me. They can edit things in a certain way to paint you in the light that they want to paint you. I know this because I'm a very good editor. It's one of the biggest downfalls of social media, because if they don't like you, they can just make you look bad very easily with a couple sound effects, a couple clips, and a caption that says a bunch of the isms: racism, misogynism, transphobism, ableism.
So it's in this whole thing. It's like really being careful about how we use social media, what messaging we put out there, and also just honoring each other's humanity. That's the main thing, I think. We gotta start re-honoring humanity and stop pivoting so much on what comes out of people's mouth. Because a lot of the time, people say a lot of things and they're just talking, you know?
You just chatting right now. You just writing tweets.
You know what I'm saying? They're just talking.
I believe no one deserves to get banned on social media unless you're a rapist, a pedophile, or something of that nature.
Chat, WRL, does anyone deserve to get banned on social media? Even though Shane Dawson is #1 trending on YouTube right now for being a fucking pedophile and talking about it, YouTube doesn't ban him. If they're going to ban me for misinformation, then they should ban pedophiles. But genuinely, I don't think anybody should be banned. I think that you shouldn't be able to promote touching kids. I agree with his take. There's some things that should be sent, like CP. CP should be banned. But misinformation, bro, let people talk about it. Let people argue it out. Why are they so afraid of misinformation? If it's true, then people will be able to see through it.
And that's basically your content, where you promoting child abuse or something like that. Like I'm saying, but I don't think that if you talking and you expressing how you feel about certain situations, they should cancel you. I'm saying, or have any input on what your content is, especially if you're not doing no rapist shit. I'm saying, or no pedophile shit. You ain't promoting no foul shit. I'm saying, I don't see why they should take it away from you. You heard, or ban you or none of that. They just know that a person has a grip to the world. People listening to you. People know what's going on with you. You can move the crowd. When they don't like when people have a certain amount of power, and for instance, your power would be your followers. So now we shut down your followers and we shut down, you have no following. So now you just by yourself all over again.
Someone donated 5 and said, have you seen the documentary called Europa: The Last Battle? It's on Rumble, but banned on YouTube. Don't watch it. By the way, guys, it's too red pilled and scary for most people to handle. I will check it out. That sounds interesting now.
That's where I'm at right now.
You're going to make it through it, though. You're going to be all right.
Thank you. That was a good interview, bro. What would you say to Ye right now if he was watching this?
To who?
To Ye, if he was watching this.
I would say, be careful what you say, because they're going to take it a lot of different ways. And I say I'm behind you. That's what I would say.
Hey, yo.
I would say behind you.
Who do you think created cancel culture?
I don't know. Who created it? I don't know.
Who controls the media?
Ask Ye.
Good question. Ask Ye.
Who do you think controls the banks?
Ask Ye.
Yo, thanks for coming on.
I've been seeing your videos. Of course, Andrew Tate, you know his mulatto ass. I've been seeing his videos. I love it, man. It's good stuff. It's people that, it's conversations that people aren't having, especially just men. They're not having these conversations because of, let's say, cancel culture or like being politically correct. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like what's correct and right by people, not just groups of people, you know, in general. We're at a time where we need to all hold hands or it's all gonna go down the drain and we all fucked. The earth is fucked.
Why do you think they're trying to divide us?
Because it's easier to control people that aren't unified. That's why jobs don't want unions. Starbucks.
This goes back to earlier somebody was saying about White Lives Matter and how white people aren't. They use things like racism, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd. They use this to control us because we're divided. When we're yelling at each other for a bunch of bullshit that's all nonsense, then we are distracted from the bigger picture. They need to keep us divided because if we're like operating based on fear and hate, then we're not unified.
Now, I think you're trying to say this is censorship, but I don't believe that's censorship.
See it as punishment.
I see it as punishment. I'd like it to be punishment.
It's not what you like it to be. This guy is saying that it's good that Trump was banned so that, so he can't be on Twitter all day long. It's punishment. That's literally what censorship is. Stop living in an idealistic world. The bots are not just Gen Z people on TikTok all day. It's boomers like this too.
I think when it's the ex-president, that's a level of censorship because that's an influence. You're thinking about him as a man, Donald Trump as a person, but this is somebody who was the leader of the free world.
Well, I don't believe he was the leader of the free world.
It's a title, but you understand what I'm saying.
This idiot, I don't believe he was the leader of the free world. Yes, the fuck he was.
Cozying up to Putin the way that he did in Helsinki, cozying up to Kim Jong-il that he did in South Korea, and that makes him, by association.
My point is that singling out and like trying to point it at his ego and saying that he's addicted to Twitter is minimizing the fact that you're seeing it just as punishment when a lot of people probably should hear what the ex-president of the United States has to say. That's what I think.
Okay, you're welcome to your opinion. My opinion is that
punishment, not censorship.
Opinion is put him on an ice floe and set him out in the sea and let him melt and let the whales eat him up. I mean, this man has damaged America.
You think Trump should be sentenced to death?
Treason is punishable by death.
This is where discourse has got to. It's got to he thinks Trump should be sentenced to death. Check this video out. Well, I mean, we just watched it, but there we go. And let me know in my Discord questions that you want me to ask for my next 1 minute podcast.
That's it.
Your job?